Well, hey, howdy, hey, and welcome to Move Early, Move Often. It is a Functional Friday. I am Blake Martin. My co-host, the fabulous Dr. Thomas Karakolis, is doing doctory things, and my kitchen is being used for culinary things. So I'm up here, and on Functional Friday, we focus on a lot of different things. Today, we're going to look at the transition between seated and laying down, and that's a really important thing. Functional movement often takes what we might consider to be a discarded bit of movement, the little transition, the hop step, the getting up or the getting down, and it focuses on that and it makes it the whole practice. So we're going to just jump right into it. I'm going to start my little timer here so I don't go forever. But you're going to need to be able to make a 4 with your legs. So if you see what I'm doing here, my bottom leg is in the kind of fat part of the 4, and we're going to do that on both sides. And eventually we're going to bring it to a seated position, but we'll start with the 4 because that's more simple. What I'm going to do, just so you can see, is I'm going to reach out my hand to the side. Just watch first. And I'm going to reach out my hand just almost directly to the side where my fingertips land, and I'm going to place the palm of my hand, moving away so you can see that better, the palm of my hand on the ground, and then my forearm face down on the ground. I'm going to roll my forearm over and bring my shoulder to the ground next to it. And then I'm just going to roll onto my back. All right? I'm going to come back the other direction with my arm bent. And I'm going to roll my forearm over and come up away. I did something funny with my leg there. Right? So just do that with me. Sit in your 4, one leg forward, one leg out to the side. Reach to the side just slightly. Fingers are reaching out. And just place the flat of your palm down, and then roll your hand over and bring your shoulder to the floor. Roll onto your back. Leave your leg in the 4. I'm getting all crazy with my legs. I'm creative. And then just bring it back in the other direction. Come back over onto your side. Roll your hand over so that your palm is facing down. Sit up. Let's try that again. So just reaching out. Rolling your hand over, shoulder to the floor. I bring my head down here too, and just roll onto my back. In the other direction, palm facing up, rolling your hand over, and sitting up. What we're trying to do is eliminate all the clunks and bumps that we might otherwise have. So let's just do that one more time. Reaching out, palm facing down, palm rolls over, shoulder to the floor, and onto your back. Coming back, palm facing down, sitting up. Let's do the same thing on the other side. I'm just flipping around so you can see what I'm up to. So here I am, reaching my hand out almost directly to the side, almost right to the side. My fingertips are just kind of touching the floor. Palm on the ground, and then palm facing down. My shoulder comes down as my arm rolls over, and then I'm going to roll onto my back. Coming back in the opposite direction, roll over, bring my shoulder in, palm faces down, and sit up. Try that again. Palm faces up, rolling onto my back. My shoulder comes over, my palm faces down, and I'm sitting up. One last time. Reach out in your T. Roll, palm facing down, shoulder to your hand, and roll onto your back. And roll back onto your side. Palm faces down, sitting up. Okay, so there's a funny thing that I'm doing. that I want to draw your attention to, and it's not that funny. I doubt you'll even laugh at all, but it's a really important thing. And what's happening is as I'm coming down, I'm really bringing down my shoulder to the back of my hand. And as it gets really close, I let it roll over. And the same thing when I'm coming back, I bring my shoulder really close to the back of my hand. Everything's in a nice line. So just now that you've got the basic mechanics, let's take a second and focus on that particular moment. So just reach out in your four, pick either side, come down, shoulder very close to the back of your hand, and then it just skims past. And don't go all the way onto your back this time, just come back so we can practice that little transition. It's like a flyby with an aircraft and coming back up. All right. So let's try that on the other side. Get in your four. Reach out your hand. Your shoulders coming very close to the back of your hand. And it's forcing your palm to roll over. Roll onto your back. Shoulder comes very close to the back of your hand. And sit up. All right. So now that you've completely mastered that, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little switch, and we're going to go from sitting. Well, I'll show you the switch first. So the switch is simply this: you're in the four with the right leg out, and you're going to switch the four with the left leg out. You're going to switch back to the other four. You just need to switch from 4 to 4. So we're going to start with the right four out. We're going to reach out to the side. We're going to do our transition. Just watch. Shoulder comes close, goes past. Don't smoke your head on the couch. I roll past, and when I'm flat on my back, I'm going to switch my four, and I'm going to continue around and bring my shoulder close to my hand, sit up. And then I'm going to come back the other way. Switch my four. Oh, I'm too close to the couch. I'm going to hit my head on it. I have to get away a little bit. And there we go. All right, so let's do that together. Start in your right four. Same hand as knee is reaching. And bring that shoulder close down to that hand. Roll it past. Roll onto your back. Switch your four. Other hand points out. Palm facing up. Roll to that side. Shoulder comes close to the hand. Palm faces down. You sit up and bring yourself to seated. Go back down that side. Reach out to the T. Palm facing down. Shoulder goes past. Palm faces up. Switch your four. Roll to the other side. Watch you don't hit your head on the couch again. And then sitting up. Try that a couple of times and see how smooth you can make it. See if you can make it in one smooth movement from seated to seated. All right? Just going all the way around in a semicircle. Let's just do that. Reaching. Don't forget to switch your four. And you're rolling over with your shoulder coming very close to your hand. All right. Do that one more time. Reach. As smooth as possible. And back. Beautiful. Now, to next level it a little bit, there's a whole bunch of cool things we can do. We can make it into Aikido rolls, and we can do all kinds of things but we're not going to get into that crazy stuff just today. What I'd like you to do though is we're going to take it from a cross-legged position. So this is a little bit more challenging because what's going to happen is you're probably going to have at least one butt cheek that's going to come up in the air. So seated in your cross-legged position, just starting with the cross-legged position, you'll reach out in your T. And what's going to end up happening is this foot will actually stand on the ground. You'll do your turn. You'll go to the other side, and the opposite foot will stand on the ground. Okay? So the point here is that you have this little beautiful moment where a foot is actually standing on the ground, and it provides opportunities for other transitions, not ones that we're going to explore today, but ones that you may want to explore if you just play around with this move. So start with whichever your favorite cross-legged position is, whether it's right forward or left forward. Arms off to the side. I'm just going to move a little bit further away from the couch because I seem to want to really bang into it. You're going to reach out, lean to that side. Notice how you're standing on that foot. Roll to the back. Go to the other side and come to seated. Back up. All right? Do the same thing to the other side. Arms out. Palm down, palm up. Roll your shoulder past. Standing on one leg and up to the other. So what we're trying to do is make this as smooth as possible. Just do a few of these. You'll notice that I'm keeping my arms really compact in close to my body. Slightly in a T-Rex fashion. Okay. So this transition is really important. This transition is a part of a whole bunch of different moves that we do when we're getting off the floor. And you can try it more dynamically, like I'm doing now. But the most important thing is having that really smooth. So you can try. I've got my legs in kind of like a 4, almost in a 90-90, and you can do it from here. But in all instances, what I'm focusing on is I'm focusing on the smooth transition between the laying down and this being seated. All right. This transition is really simple in some ways. It's super basic, but it's really important. If being able to get off the floor in your 60s is something that you're interested in, then this might be the sort of move you'd want to practice. It's a really good move for just basically getting off the floor. But it's also a really cool move for different kinds of climbing or scrambling things, for parkour, or for kinds of dancing, or for martial arts or things like that. The important thing is finding the soft parts of your body so that you're transitioning smoothly. You're not smashing your joints into the floor. You moved early. I hope you remember to move often. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you for Momentum Monday.